Yes, ma'am.
I've been fighting with myself about the whole testimony, but for some reason I'm supposed to do a testimony.
Okay,
Is that okay?
good.
Okay. And believe me, I'm very shy, so this is hard for me.
Oh, yeah. Selena, she's talking all the time up front.
Not when the camera's on me. Yeah. All right. For you that don't know me, and for the ones that do know me, I'm Selina Clark, and everyone that doesn't know, I'm Selina Clark. I'm just going to start with a testimony. I've never done this. Basically, I feel that someone in this church needs this, and I don't know why, because I've been fighting with this all day. It started last week when I think your name's Chuck, right? Chuck, okay. He started something, and ever since then, it's been like driving me crazy. Like I have to, for some reason, say this, and I don't know why. Okay, I'm just going to start from the beginning. When I was 11, I was sexually molested by my biological father. That caused me to have very, very severe doubt with God. I turned against God at 11 years old. I pretended that, everything was okay, life was gone. I was popular. I wanted to be a part, of society in the popular world, so I pretended everything was okay. I even went to church and did Bible quizzing. But I was faking it the whole entire time. I did not believe in God. I thought God was not a good person, but I kept thinking the more, if I put myself involved with church, eventually something would come good out of it, that maybe my faith would be restored. Even though I had faith when I was younger, I lost it when I was 11. I'm now 37 years old, and I've still struggled with having faith. Okay. Chuck had said that, children that are abused are broken and have issues with all kinds of things in life. Trust, love, faith, You have very issues, insecurity, abandonment. There's so many that can just keep naming. That was when I was 11. Okay, I met my husband, Justin Clark, which, he got me back into church and everything else. I actually started going to church for real, actually wanting to be a Christian, trying to live the right life. That it was so important for me to get married in a church, which was the first step, because I used to be Wicca. I used to not believe in God, okay? And then it seemed like after that point, things started, it was good for a while, then it kept going up and downhill, constantly up and down. November 16th, this is where the real faith has really been, really struggling with me. November 16th, my husband got sentenced to prison for 3 years. Okay, that was like the most horrible thing that could have happened to me other than my children, okay, because my kids are still here. I've got all custody of all my kids now, which was definitely a struggle also. He got sentenced, so I felt like, you know what, God, you just took him away from me. He was the reason that I turned to Christianity to begin with. I've been having really, really big issues with the faith, and my husband was even being abused. He was going through a lot, and he is a child of God. He believed in God from the time he was a little kid, all the way up. And I'm like, why are you punishing him? What did he do so bad that you're sitting there punishing him for? Well, I'm here to say, I guess God has his own reasons, because I want to say this. In the meantime of him being in prison, and he's still there, and we're still going through it right now, but you know what? I know that something good's coming out of this, and it's already starting, finally. When I was here, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I was here, I couldn't do it anymore. I said, I'm done. I give it to you, God. I'm done. I'm seriously done. I was very angry to even say that, because I'm the type that gets things done. You tell me to do something, I'll go get it done right now. I'm a go-getter, but I couldn't seem to control this situation. And no matter what I did, everything I was doing was just the lawyer. I'd come up with $1,500. He said, I'm your lawyer. The next week, he wants another $1,500. I came up with another $1,500. And I'm poor. I'm broke. Okay, that's because I'm a go-getter. I get things done. The next week, he's like, I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry. I'm going to exhaust your funds, blah, blah. I'm like, exhaust my funds. I don't care. Get my husband out of prison. Okay? That's when I finally said, I can't do this anymore. This is too much of a battle. This is, for some reason, I'm fighting. And I finally gave it up. Well, let me tell you this. Since I've gave up and let God take over, let me tell you what's happened. My husband got moved out of prison, got into a better prison, is completely treated great. High blood pressure is now went down. My mom had a heart attack, and my sister died March 5th. I was having really problems with that, too. My mom's doing way better. Now my life is starting to get better, even though, I mean, it's not easy and all great and, whatever. But it's honestly, I can say this, is we met someone that had not seen their family for 10 years in prison and did not believe in God. And this is where I can say, Pastor Bob always says, if you can save one person, if God can save one person, then, it's worth it. Well, this guy for 10 years had not seen his family. And for some reason, knowing me, I have to go do things. I've always done that. I've always tried to help people, no matter if I'm struggling in my faith or not. I still try to help someone else. I mean, I've even helped Jeremy, and I was struggling myself. This is my ex and my daughter's father. He's here right now. I've never seen this, ever. Now, this is a miracle to me, to see him in church, in this church. Which, and we used to not, we even had problems speaking, and now we get along. I mean, that's a big deal for us, is to be able to get along and everything. But anyway, I met his family, the 10 years that he hadn't seen his family. Went and got his mom, went and got his sister, and actually took them to go see their son and brother. And now, I have to say, they're going to church. The guy that's still in prison, I mean, he's turning to God. He said that, he's never seen, he calls me an angel. I'm like, it's not me. I'm not an angel. God sent you to me. That's all I can say. Because I would have never, I was too scared, number one, to even think about trying to meet someone's family that's in prison for a charge that I'm uncomfortable with. But I did it anyway. I said, you know what, I'm going to try. I'm going to see what happens. I'm repelled. I'm like, for some reason, my heart wouldn't let me just walk away. And Justin now thinks, which is... This is kind of messed up situation. I wish God would work in a different way, but Justin now thinks he's supposed to help people in prison to come to God, because he said he's real popular. Now that the prison he's at is very popular, they all respect him. They're all going to him. They respect him because not only was he being abused, he was helping other people that were being abused. And it wasn't just about him. It was about everyone being mistreated. And they know that about him, and they respect him, and they're all listening to him, and he tells them about broken chains, so I'm going to get, stuff from Bob, Pastor Bob, to say, I need to send these out for people. I don't know, it's strange, but I mean, I was so angry with God about why are you taking my husband away? But I honestly now, I hate it. I'm not happy with it. But I mean, if that's how God's got to work to other people through Justin, because he's obviously working through Justin through me, because I'm taking these people to go see their families that they haven't seen in years. And, it's like, I don't even have a car. You know what I'm saying? It's unreal how this is happening. But I just want to say, I had struggles with my faith, and I mean, I've got like cold chills all over my body talking about this, but I was ready to give up. And I don't know how, but all I can say is keep believing, because when you're ready to give up, like she says, a blessing is so much that you can't even handle. I'm having so much thrown at me right now. I'm just like, okay, can we wait a minute? Let me do one thing at a time. I'm trying to help, because I always had a dream to help people in a homeless shelter. That was my dream. When I got that house on Woodland, that was chaotic, and it didn't work out. And I mean, it was crazy. But I did help a lot of people. But I didn't have the tools. I'm doing it Selina's thinking, not God's way. It's just, I thought I had to be in control again. And but I helped a lot of people, and a lot of people that I helped are in church today. But I'm just saying, if you do feel that things are just getting so hard and you want to give up, don't. Even though it's so hard, because I was ready to give up. I was like, you know what? I don't have problems with alcohol or drugs or anything like that. And I know some people do, and I mean, it's really horrible that they struggle. I don't. But I was about to say, you know what? I'm going to turn to this, because maybe this will help me. I'm tired of being this, don't do this and don't do that, and still have all these problems. And someone told me, said, why would you want to cause more problems for yourself? You're just really asking for more problems. Right. But I did go to a bar and sit there, and Pastor Bob was in my head. It was like, how would I act right now? You were. How would I act? And like, here's my situation. I'm sitting at a stool, okay? And I'm sitting there thinking, would Pastor Bob be proud of me right now? I wasn't even drinking anything. I was just sitting there. And I said, I'm going to talk about good things, not bad things. So I made a purpose of I'm not going to cuss. I'm going to try to be good. I'm going to try to, if someone saw me from church right now, I want to have a good role model. I want to not look bad. So I'm like, I just want to dance, So I try to dance in church, because that's I have a movement for dancing. And me and friends of ours that was actually Christian, I sat there and we talked about God in a bar. And this one person came over to me, and of course I didn't know what to say, because I'm not a preacher, you know. Came up to me and they said, I overheard you talking about Jesus. And I'm like, yeah. You know, I didn't know what to say. And so I want to be more aware of how I can talk to people. And that's why I said I am shy, believe it or not. Just because I can talk to everybody and hi, nice, and it doesn't matter. When it comes to something deep as Jesus, I mean, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to give, you know, any kind of wrong information. And I didn't have the Bible with me. You know, I guess I should have had the Bible with me at the bar. And could have opened the Bible and said this. But what I did tell him, I said, come to Broken Chains. I said, Pastor Bob and Deanna, I love them. You know, they married me and my husband. I'm actually friends with them. They're awesome. And I know, but that might not have been good enough. They may not have came. You know, so I don't know. I'm hoping I see them walk through the door, which will be amazing. And actually, as she said, you see things. I do see them walking through this door. So, I mean, maybe they will, you know. But I just want people to know, and I know I'm kind of like just rambling, but when you really, really, really do think you're ready to give up, I'm telling you, I know, and I'm not even the person that's that strong, you know, that I can say I'm solid. But I will tell you this. Don't give up, because I'm telling you, amazing things happen. I personally can tell you, I have custody of my son Eric, okay? We have been struggling for years. In this church, years ago, not this church, the other church on the other side of the mall, okay? Same Broken Chains church, but different location. I was praying for my kids to come back. Now, sometimes you got to realize what you pray for is not always what you get. Because I prayed for my kids to come back, but I didn't want them to have all the problems they have. I was just like, are you serious? Why are you going to bring all these problems? I want my sweet little innocent kids that were years ago, not with major problems. But you know what? I'm supposed to be the one that helps them with his problems. So, you know, things do happen. And people remember me. Barb knows me. Deanna knows me. Pastor Bob and Diane. And I can name a couple other people. Robbie knows me. They remember the story of me wanting my kids here. I have all 4 of my kids. Now I don't have my husband, but my husband, he'll be back too. You know, he's doing some amazing things with people right now. I mean, now we can contact each other every day. We have phone calls. I mean, everybody's calling me. It's like we became like popular in prison and helping people. And I was just talking to a person today. It's a CEO today that's to deal with visitation and stuff like that. I'm not a chaplain, but I was talking to a person today about can we bring Bibles and stuff to the prison because my husband's so compelled about doing that. And she told me, you know, are you a chaplain? I said, no, I'm not. I'm just wanting to know, can I do this? And she's like, well, I'll have to call you back. There's something going on here, and we don't even know what's going on. I mean, it's crazy. But definitely, like Pastor Deanna said, follow your dreams, follow your faith, keep believing, and never give up.